it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to discuss and go through all the items from this night show star path. I have finished the star path. Well, she says she's finished. I do still have a few more duties left to do. At least 1, 2, 3 of them I will definitely get done today. The other 2 is fairly doubtful, but I have unlocked basically all the rewards and I'm at the stage of just getting the extra moonstone tokens. So I figured it was about time I share my thoughts on the items, but also go over my thoughts on this star path. So the first thing I will talk about is actually the companion. If I come into photo mode here, we could probably get a better look at this little guy. He is very cute in a way. Like, I love the look and aesthetic. I think it's quite fun. It's not a companion I will use every day. I like the uniqueness of it. I like the colours. I like how they've designed it. I think that's really good. So I will give them credit where credit's due. I think this is a well-designed companion, even if it's not my kind of aesthetic. There's even like patches here on the jacket that it wears. You know, there's stud detailing. There's face makeup. We've got like flames on the little fins and stuff like that in the hair. I think this is a really well put together companion. It's not a companion I will use, but I think like for what it is, it's quite good. I'll give them credit where it's due. Like, that's kind of good. Just talking about the face paint here. I kind of wish we had some face paint for our character in this star path, with it being like a rock or a music show festival kind of themed star path. I think they really missed a trick with the makeup. I won't go into it too much here because I want to discuss it at the end, but we've given my thoughts. But I feel like there's a lot of cool items they really could have added and they missed the mark here. And like little face paint detail like this would have been fun for our avatar. Moving on from that, one of the big items that you get this update is this little blimp. I say little, it's not very little. It's a good item in terms of like its detail. It's very unique, very creative, very fun. Is it an item I'm gonna decorate with? No, not a chance. It's, as much as I like rock music, this just isn't in my aesthetic. I do think it's a shame there's no interactivity with it. Like, there's no movement or anything like that. Like, I get if they were like, okay, you can't actually do anything, like it's not a ride, you're not going to go in it, but like to have it float or move would have been good, I think, personally. You can place items underneath it, which is kind of good. You can get fairly close in terms of placing items, which I think is good in terms of sort of its functionality there. But it's just not an item I would decorate with. Now, if you're really into this aesthetic, I think you're gonna love it. But for me, it's just it's a no. One of our next big items is actually this stage here. This stage item, you can put items from the night show star path on top of it. So you see we've got the mic, we've got the drum kit, you know, we've got the guitars and stuff like that, which is good. The downside, you can't put items on it that are not from the night show. Anything else just doesn't go on. It doesn't go on. I mean, I wouldn't expect that item to go on, but oh wait, you can put this water lily on. Okay, I'm surprised at that. Okay, I take it back. Some items can go on. Other items cannot. But it's just weird. Like, what is the, like, setup for what can and can't go on. I don't understand. So anything that's like a table item can go on it. It's just a bit weird. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, because it does mean you're limited in how you can decorate this. One of the cool things about this is it's actually a photo opportunity. So whilst you can't go on this stage, you can right click and you'll be taken into the photo mode, and you can actually like take a photo on the stage, which is kind of good. Now the downside with this, as with a lot of the other photo items like this, is you can't choose who shows up. So you couldn't set a specific band. So if you were trying to go for a certain look and aesthetic, you know, this could be ruined. Like, look at these characters. Since when does Scar go with Donald? And, you know, Tiana here in her princess dress, and it just, the vibes don't fit. It is a cool item in a sense, but I just feel it's a bit flawed. And then when you come out of photo mode, everyone is just like thrown off it. Like you can't stand on it or anything like that. You're just like completely thrown off it. I think if you could put whatever items you wanted to on this, it would be better, because you could create stages for so many different setups, and I think that would give this a more versatile sort of better uses for it. But because it's so limited in what you can put on it, I do think that's a bit of a downside to this particular item. Now the next item, because I can probably pull these off so we can look at them individually actually, because that's probably going to be easier. Okay, so our first item here is this drum kit. Now I do really like this drum kit. I think it's really well designed. I love the band name that they've gone with the Forgotten. I think that's super fun and playful. There's no interactivity with this. It would have been nice if you could have like pressed interact with it and then it just made like a drum sound. I think that would have been fun, just to add a bit more sort of dynamic use for it. It just would have made it a bit more fun. But it's a nicely designed item. We then have this microphone stand, which has like this golden hand. It's fairly cool, but we have a lot of mic stands anyway already in game. Well, I say a lot, we have two, I think. I think we've got one from the Ursula quest line, and there's one which is like a microphone and speaker. So it's a cool little item, but I don't think it adds a lot to the game, because it's an item that we kind of already have in a sense. Whereas the drums, we don't have an item like the drums, which I did say in one of my previous videos for like Tiana. I think I said that it would be nice to get a lot of musical based items. So in that sense, it's kind of cool to see some musical based items. But I just think they could have done a little bit better with them. We do have the electric guitars here on this stand. Now this is pretty cool. There's a Scar themed one and an Ursula themed one. I do think these are quite a nice item in terms of decor. I don't think they've got a lot of like versatility in sort of how you could use them in the setups, but it's a nicely designed piece, I would say. Now next up is this acoustic guitar. Now I am a little disappointed with this, and I think the reason why I'm disappointed, probably similar to the microphone issue, is we already have an item like this in game. We have the Coco guitar, and then there's like a Tangled themed one. So it feels like it's just a cheap reskin. So I'm not entirely sold on this. It doesn't look like, obviously it looks different from the other two, but like it's not like it's positioned or shaped differently or anything like that. It's just your basic acoustic guitar. So I'm not going to lie, probably a little bit disappointed with that. We then have these speakers. I think these are a nice item. It's nice to get some kind of regular shaped speakers. Again, quite good if you are setting up a stage show or anything like that. I do think they're an alright item. I think you could use them in a couple of different setups. Say if you were doing a movie theatre, say if you were doing a stage like this, a concert, a theatre show, like lots of different things would use these speakers if they were trying to project audio to audiences. So I'm not mad at this item. I think it's an okay item. I wouldn't expect any interactivity with it, but it's kind of cool to see. Now, our next item is something that I think is really cool, and it's this item here, this Pyro Technics item. You can interact with it and the flames will go off. I think this is going to be great for Dream Snaps. I think a lot of people will use them in Dream Snaps. Not only do I think they would be good as like a foreground like framing piece, but I do think they would work well in the background as well, which is quite cool. I'm pretty impressed with this item. I think it's quite cool. It does only go, as you've seen there, for a limited time. So it is something that you'll have to, like, a bit like the fireworks, you kind of have to set it off last minute. But I do believe if you do this and then you pick it up and move it, it's still going off. So you could do the trick like a lot of people do with the fireworks, where they place them in front of them, set them off, and then quickly place them where they need to be. So I think it's a cool item. I think it's nice that we're getting more items like this that have that interactivity, that have kind of like a feature to them, something that makes them feel quite usable. Now, next up, we have this like DJ table. This would be better if it came with its own like stand, because an unfortunate thing is if you want to put like a table on this item, you cannot do it. You cannot put, oh, okay, you can put the strategic map, but you can't put anything on the strategic map, so that doesn't count. But like, where am I going to get a table that I can then put on this, that I can then put the DJ thingy stand onto? Like, I can't. There's nothing. So, like, if I wanted to use this on the stage, it has to be on the floor. And I think that's a bit ridiculous, personally. It's a cool item if you were setting up for, like, a party Dream Snap, but I don't see a lot of use in this. There's no interactivity. There's nothing special about it. I don't think this is a very, like I said, because you can't even use it on the stage unless you have it on the ground, which then looks silly. It just like, I feel like we've got better kind of like DJ setup items already in game, like some of the DJ booths, that I don't think this is an item that's going to come in and be used much, unfortunately. Now, the next item is these lights, and these lights are great. These lights are fantastic. In fact, I'm going to skip to nighttime for a sec. There we go, just so you can see these lights in a better situation. They do give off a lovely glow. I think they are going to be good for in Dream Snaps, for creating lighting effects, and things like that. You know, they are very, very cool. I do like them. I like the effects that they give. And if I go there, oh no, it doesn't quite work if you oh, there we go. You have to get the angle right. But yeah, you can get like some cool lighting effects and stuff with this, which I think is pretty fun. Anything that adds like lighting effects, I think is really good in game. Yeah, they're good. They're a decent, you know, they can go on the stage here. They're a decent height. I like that they're multicolored. I do kind of like, it's me being greedy, but I wish like you could change the colors on it. So like if you pressed interact, it would change. Like I'll show you this item in a second at the end, but there's an item and you could choose a few different colors, and I kind of wish this had that same feature, to be honest. Let's move on to the next item whilst it's dark, and that is this fence. This fence is quite cool. I do like it. It's, you know, it's cool how it lights up. One of the downsides is because it doesn't go to the edge of the grid, you can't actually like create like corner pieces. Like there's always going to be that little bit of a gap, which I think is a little bit disappointing. I do prefer it when fences line up fully. But if you wanted to like use it just as a backdrop piece, I mean, you can't get all of them in a row here, but like for instance, if you did want to do something like that, then you could like set up a piece here and then have it as like a backdrop kind of thing rather than a fence. I don't realistically see myself using it in a lot of builds, but it's a very unique item which I like. I like the star paths when they bring in items that are either quite unique or very functional kind of thing. That's what I guess I look for in my star paths. Is something that I'm either gonna sort of I can't find elsewhere in game, like we don't have anything quite like that, or it's something that I can see multiple uses from. That's kind of what I like and expect. If I come back to daytime, we can take a look at this next item, which is this set of like synthesizer keyboards. See, these I prefer over that DJ thing because they actually have their own little stand. So you can actually put it up on this stage item, which I think for this star path, it's really important that all the items work well on this stage because that's the whole point, I would say. Like everything's focused around this stage. To have items not be able to go on it is kind of disappointing. But yeah, so this is good. I'm glad it goes on it. Of course, it starts raining. It has been raining so much in my valley today. It like rains for like 10 minutes and then stops for 5 and then back raining again. But it's cool. Again, I wish like the drums that you could go up to it and interact and it made an audio sound. Even just something like that would just make the item, I feel, a bit more premium, which is what I expect of my star path items. I expect them to feel like they're premium. I know that we only pay like 400 moonstones for the star path at the end of the day or whatever it is, but I still want them to feel like they're worth physical money kind of thing. And so I think just having like that little audio sound would make all the difference. Now the next item is this fireworks kit. Again, you can double interact with it to extend the time. I think this is good. I love fireworks. I think fireworks are a great item in game. I would like some fireworks with maybe a bit of difference to them. Maybe they did different effects or something like that, like different colours or different kinds of fireworks. You know, you do get such a variety with the fireworks, and I think it would be nice to have fireworks that kind of reflected that, how they're very, very different. It's a nice piece. They don't go up very, very high, I would say. I think they feel quite low. But it's a nice piece. Any form of fireworks, again, I think they're very useful in dream snaps and stuff like that. Our next item here is this dance floor kind of piece. Now it is a very small piece, but you can buy more from Scrooge, of course. I'm not entirely sure what the lighting pattern is here with these. I have no idea how the squares align and what pattern they go in and stuff like that. It would be kind of nice if it was clear as to what the pattern was, so you could do some cool things with that. Someone will probably figure it out, but for me it's just like a bit messy. But I love this for dance floors and stuff like that. We don't have an item like this in game, which is why I think this is so good, because of the fact that it is very unique. I like that it's colourful. I think you could make some cool like pathing with it. Again, like I said, for dance floors or anything like that, I think this is really cool. I think this is a great item. I think this is a really good piece. So I do really like this one. I think that was good. Next up we have this giant like billboard thing, which you can see you can go underneath it. You can place furniture underneath it as well. I think this is going to be good for like city core builds, or if anyone has like a cyberpunk inspired build. I think this kind of billboard would really fit the vibe. Unfortunately for me, it's not my aesthetic. It's not my aesthetic. And I do want to say, not every star path has to be everyone's aesthetic. At the end of the day, we all have our own interests and likes and things like that. So I do fully expect some star paths to not feel as good as others, because of the fact that, you know, we all have different tastes. And to me, I would love if we could change the image on this, or even if the image was like animated, like say if it just showed the person playing the guitar, like I think that would be so much better. Again, my own personal taste, my own personal preferences. It's just not an item I see myself using very much, to be honest. Now the next item, and one of my favourite pieces from this star path in terms of items, is actually this kind of like water curtain we have. It does light up. You can change the colours of it: yellow, purple, green, blue, and then you can turn it off or you turn it on and it's the light blue colour. I love this piece. I think this piece is awesome. I think it's going to be so good for backdrops of dream snaps. Honestly, even just like, I think this item's quite versatile, because I think it'd be very good for like elegant builds as well. Like I'm thinking of like sometimes when you go into like quite grand and posh shopping centres. I know you don't think of like shopping centres and like posh together, but you know how sometimes they have like fountains and stuff like that. Like even just thinking of Vegas, and you know the fountains outside of like, I think they're outside of a bunch of hotels. I forget what the fountain's called, but they have like those fountains that go off every so often and people go there to like take pictures of it. Like it really has those vibes for me. So I think you could do like a hotel kind of setup, like using like the desert palace, or you know, things like that, and you could have this lining like a walkway, or create like a fake fountain kind of piece. I think this is really, really cool. I think it's a very, very fun item. I also think that oh, hold on, I'll circle through again. There we go, it's turned off. I think this is an item that's going to be good for trapping villagers, because I think it could look like something you could use to border pathways and stuff like that. And it's so low down that I don't think it would look out of place. I think you could easily disguise this with other things. So I think this would be a good item for like trapping villagers personally. I think there's so much use for this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how people use this item to decorate with, because I do think it's so versatile. I think out of all the like furniture pieces we have got, this is my absolute favourite from this star path. I do like the fireworks. I think they're quite good. I like the lighting here, and I like this Pyro Technics. All items that have interactivity, basically. Oh, and this flooring. I like this flooring too. But yeah, this is definitely probably my favourite item. I think it's definitely going to be cool for kind of like dream snaps and stuff like that. You can definitely get some cool effects with this, or use it as a pretty cool backdrop and stuff like that. So I'm pretty impressed. So that's all the furniture items. Let's go inside and I'm going to go through the clothing. Okay, so you've probably seen that I'm already wearing one of the outfits. I will actually interact with this though and wear it, because I want to show off some of the other pieces that we have here. I should have taken off the stockings actually, because they're technically not part of the star path. So let's take a look. So first of all, we have this jacket, which I have spoken about this jacket before. I love all the nods to the different princesses. You know, we have the Moana emblem, we have the Aladdin emblem, we have Aurora's tiara, things like that. So there's loads of different nods to princesses on this. You know, we've got Cinderella button, we've got the tangled sun here and stuff like that, which I think is really, really cool. We do also have the blue and pink sort of plaid arm sleeves, which I think is really, really cool. Again, that's a nod to Aurora with the whole pink and blue, which I think is very, very cute. And then on the back, you can't really see it because I've got the Fantasia backpack on, but there is also like a tiara and some heart and star motifs, which I think is really, really cute. And I like the studded detail on the top. I think it's a really cool jacket. Yeah, it looks nice. It's a wonderful piece. Then we also have this skirt, which again has some princess details on it. We've got like the Ariel shell, we've got the apple, we've got like the Tiana kind of like lily pad, we've got the bell rose. I do like the red plaid material. I definitely have owned a skirt that looks very, very similar to this. If not this exact pretty much same skirt, excluding the charms and stuff like that. But that is something that I did used to own before I moved to Germany. I got rid of about maybe 10 or 15 skirts. I wear a lot of skirts. And I got rid of so many of them, and I definitely had a couple that were very much in this style. I love this skirt. I can definitely see myself using it. It is an aesthetic that I do pretty much like. So I think these are both very, very nice items. We then also have the, what do you call it? The like nail polish and ring set here. I love this. I love that it's silver jewellery. I'm a silver jewellery girly. I'm not one for like gold jewellery. So I love that it's in silver. I love the darker nails and stuff like that. It very much reminds me of my own aesthetic from when I was younger and stuff like that. So I definitely love the nail set. I think it's lovely. I like getting more custom nail sets. I think they're very, very fun to have. Next up, before I go down to the shoes, we also have this necklace. I do like this necklace. It's a villainous inspired one. So we've got Queen of Hearts. We also have the Evil Queen with the poisonous apple, and we have Maleficent here represented with this horn detail. I'm surprised it has a blue charm in it. I wouldn't have expected that, but it is cute. I like this necklace. I think it's very, very adorable. Yeah, I think it's a cool necklace. I like it. I don't think it's a bad piece. Then we have the shoes here, if I can zoom in close enough, which again have that little princess tiara, the like Aurora tiara there, which I think is super cute. I love that we've got the pink and blue laces, which kind of match with the pink and blue on the jacket, which I think is very, very cool. So I do love them. The boots themselves, I absolutely love. I think they're so cool. I would happily own a pair of boots like this in real life. So for me, I think this is a very, very cool item. I can definitely see myself wearing these items around the valley. I appreciate it's not everyone's aesthetic, but for me, I think this is a very cool outfit. Now moving on to the hair, we have this mohawk, and yeah, this is pretty cool. It's a hairstyle we don't have in game, like a style we don't have in game. So I love it for that fact. I think Marty. Sorry, my cat is being fussy. But yeah, I love it. It's two-toned as well. I like that they're doing the hairstyles with the two tones. I think that's really good. Yeah, I think it's a cool hairstyle. Is it a hairstyle I will wear? No, not a chance. But that doesn't matter. Someone else might. Someone else might absolutely love this hair and be super happy for it. So I do like the uniqueness of this hair. So for that reason, I do rate it quite highly because, like I said, it's just unique. We don't have anything similar to this in game, really. So I do like it for that reason. Then we have the Sorcerer Mickey backpack, the Loungefly. I do like this. I think it's kind of cute. Am I going to wear it much? No. My reasoning for that is I'm wearing my wings all the time. That's why. That is why. But if I didn't have the wings, I could definitely see myself rocking this backpack. I think it's super cute. Yeah, it's really cute. I know there's a lot of people out there that absolutely love lounge flies, and I do like the look of a lot of lounge flies. They are very, very expensive. But I think this is cute. I think it's a very nice piece. I like the collaboration. I think that's really good. So yeah, no complaints from me about that. Now, next up, we do have another outfit, and this is Shank's outfit. I thought this looked familiar when I first seen it, but I wasn't too sure. For those who don't realise, Shank is from Wreck-It Ralph 2. So she's one of the characters from like the racing game. I love this look. This look is like so cool to me. I love the boots. I love the jeans. I love the jacket. I do wish that it wasn't one piece so that you could wear the items separately. But I do sort of understand because it's an outfit based on a character, like a character's costume. I sort of also understand why it is one piece. So for that reason, I think I'll let it slide that it's one piece. I think the detailing on it is very good, like even the detailing on the belt, the detailing on the zips. I think it's all very, very cool. So I really do like this outfit. It's definitely something I have worn in game and will probably do so going forward. Now the next piece is this Loungefly Maleficent backpack. Again, like the Mickey one, it's not something I'm going to wear a lot of because of the fact that I'm now running around in fairy wings all the time. But I do think it's a lovely piece. I think it's really nicely textured and detailed. Like you can see the texture of the scales and everything like that. So I do think this is a lovely, lovely piece. It's very well done, very well designed. You can sort of see the effort that's gone into it. So I do like it. I think it's a great backpack piece. Now, our next item, oh my god, I'm going to have to take off the skirt. It didn't remove the skirt. Okay. So the next set of outfit or items we have is this rock set. Now, I'm not as keen on this. There's something about it that I just don't like. I think it's the sleeves, perhaps. Maybe it's the sleeves. I'm not entirely sure. But even on the trousers, like maybe it's just the shape of them. Like where's his butt gone? He has no butt. He is flatter than a piece of paper. I mean, no judgments here. Everyone has booties of different sizes and they all deserve to be loved and appreciated. But I don't know. There's just something about it that feels off. The shape of it, I don't kind of vibe with. I don't see myself wearing this outfit much. I do see what they've tried to do. It does feel very Descendants vibes, very Carlos vibes. I like the boots, the black and white boots I really like. I love that they're mismatched in colour. I think that's super fun. But just something about this outfit I don't necessarily vibe with. Even the chains look a bit awkward. I think it's just something about the shaping of this outfit. There's just something that feels a bit clunky about it. I feel like the effort put into this outfit doesn't feel as good as some of the others, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. It is a bit of a shame because it's a nice outfit. The hair is very cool. It's giving me very anime boy vibes, if that makes sense. Like, that's the vibes I get from this hair. Again, like the two-tone vibes, I think that's really cool. I think it's a fun hairstyle, but it's not something I would use very often, but it definitely is giving me the like the anime guy hair kind of vibes, which I think is fun. But yeah, I'm not sold on this outfit. I think definitely these two outfits are a lot better. There's just something about the quality of them which feels a bit better. But that being said, I am now going to put on this outfit. And there's a reason why I'm putting it on. And it's because, I mean, this is how it looks if you want to wear it on a male avatar for one. But apparently the top clips through on male avatars. So if you put on a top, like I'll put on this green one, you can see how it clips through. So I'm assuming it's something to do with the sizing and the body styles of the characters. For some reason, this jacket on male avatars is just, it just clips. It's not very good. Whereas if I go back to my female avatar here, you'll see that there's a little bit of clip in there by the zip, but it's so small that you can't even notice it. Whereas you saw there on the male avatar, it is a massive issue. So that's just something to bear in mind. It does look like they've modeled this on a female avatar, tested it for the female avatar, and then gone and put it up for a male avatar and not noticed that for whatever reason their scaling is off. So that's just something to be aware of if you do play a male avatar. It does look like there's major issues in that regard for the clipping and stuff like that. So just as a little heads up there. Overall, I do like the clothes. I think there's a lot of nice pieces. I like the shank outfit. I do like the boots. I like the jacket. I like the skirt. The hairs I could pass on and stuff like that. But I do think the clothes are quite good. Now, I do think it's time that I give my thoughts on this star path. I do have a few thoughts. Overall, I think this is not a bad star path. I do think the timing was a bit wrong. I think it faced a lot of backlash because of the fact that it was at Halloween and people were expecting a Halloween star path. So I think that's really kind of hindered it. I do still think this is a worthwhile star path doing. And I do think there is versatility in a few of the items. And I certainly think if you're into the rock vibes and stuff like that, this is definitely going to be a fun star path for you. That said, I do have issues. One of my issues is the fact that is the shortness of how many items you can get from the star path. Now, usually when we have the star path, we usually have about 6 pages of items. This time we only have 5. Now, originally when they talked about the star path being shorter, I assumed it was because the update length was going to be shorter. The update length is not shorter. In fact, it's probably the longest we've had in a little while. Not the longest ever, but like the longest in a while. I feel like the recent ones have been fairly short. And so I'm a little disappointed. I know they said this was the update that they were going to focus on sort of bug fixes and stuff like that. So I do appreciate that. But I feel like there's a lot of things they could have added that would have been able to give them an extra page. Easily. I mean, one of the things that they could have done is the face makeup. I think they missed a trick there with not doing face paints. If I go into wardrobe and go into face paints here, we've got quite a few different face paints. But I definitely think we could have got away with having some like rock inspired ones. Like I think of like Kiss and like all those geometric patterns. And I'm like, would it have been that hard for them to introduce something like that? Any kind of like face paint in that regard would have been a great way for them to have boosted it. They didn't add in any motifs. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of motifs, especially due to the the issues in game at the moment with Touch of Magic, the fact that Touch of Magic designs get ruined when you create them, the fact that, you know, we have an issue with Daisy's store being picked up in the background of people's submissions and you not being able to submit because of that. Also, you know, the fact that you can't use stuff like that in Dream Snaps. I understand why, it's fine, you know, that's okay. But like, I wish like it was easier to submit like Dream Snaps without the issues of Touch of Magic and everything like that. I know they have that button now, but do you know how many times I've waited for the shot, got the shot, and then realised I haven't pressed that button? It has happened. It has happened. But I still would have liked a few motifs, and I think they could have done a lot of really cool rock-inspired ones that surely wouldn't be that hard to design. You know, they could easily do like a guitar-inspired one or a drums kit one or anything like that. Like simple, very, very simple graphics that they could have used for a rock kind of motif, a band motif. Like they could have done like some drumsticks or anything like that and it would have boosted it. I don't see the need for the shorter star path. I don't understand it. When I think they could have easily have thrown in a couple of more items, even if they weren't fantastic items, you know. I guess my thing was, when I first heard that this was going to be shorter, I thought it meant the time span and less so about the shortness of the star path being like 1 page less. And I just think like it does feel very low effort, some of the things. Like I said, this guitar just basically feels like a reskin, which I don't think is particularly great. There are some unique pieces, you know, I'll give them that. I'm glad that we've finally got a drum set. I'm not going to lie, I'm so happy about that. I just feel like it definitely is not one of my favourite star paths, and I think they could have done better with it, especially as someone who does enjoy rock music. I feel like there's a lot of things that they could have added to it to really booster it and make it fantastic. There are some nice pieces though. Now on to the duties themselves. I had a bit of an issue with this star path with some of the duties. It felt like a lot of the duties were repetitive ones. Like we had 3 or 4 Daisy Boutique challenges, which I did not enjoy much. This chat with a warthog is over 3 days. The giving gifts to Timon is over 3 days. Like, there is no need to make these tasks where it spans over 3 days. To me, it's just annoying. And I don't like that. Another thing I didn't like is these tasks. So this is called Begin the Remembering. There is a task earlier on, which I forget what that one was called. What was that called? Look at memories or something like that. And basically you have to get memory orbs, and I feel like that is so luck based, that is so RNG, and I don't like that. I'm struggling to get like the last few memories. As you saw there, I'm on like 6 out of 10 or something, and I am struggling to get those last few memories. I've gone round digging with I actually broke out my ancient machine to try and get some from that. I'm not having any luck with that. I have tried using the vacuum to clear up night fawns in the hope that clearing night fawns gives me and like picking up herbs and stuff like that, you know, the spices and the, you know, just in case the forage in that way gives me a memory. And I'm just really struggling to get these memories. If you have hacks that actually work, please let me know, because I am struggling a bit with that. I don't like the tasks that make you fish in blue bubbles for fish, because again, it's so RNG based. I think I must have spent 6 hours in total, perhaps, fishing for tilapia. Like, because it's so luck based and stuff like that, and it was so frustrating. At least with white bubbles, you know, they spawn very often, and then with the gold bubbles you can use a potion. When it comes to blue bubbles, you really can't control it. And I appreciate, you know, the star path is meant to be done over a long and extended period. You know, there's 40 days of it, but for me, I enjoy getting the star path done as soon as possible. That is my preference, and I like having the items as soon as possible, because for me, a large part of this game is using items for decor, for decorating and stuff like that. And when you have to wait days and days to get certain tasks done, to unlock these items, to me it's frustrating. Because then I can't enjoy these items when I want to, you know. So I do like I said, I sort of understand it. They're trying to delay it, they're trying to drag it out. But for me, I would just rather get some of these tasks done sooner. Oh my god. My cat's causing drama. Um so I do wish there wasn't tasks like that. Now, one thing I did like was there was a task to dig up clay, which I thought was quite fun. Obviously you can go to the Sunlit Plateau and you can dig up the bones, which is quite good. If you're fairly new to the game and you have the random clay drops in the glade, you can pick those up and it counts for it as well. I quite like that. I would like more tasks like that, where it's like gather sand, gather clay, gather snowballs or something like that. I actually think that's kind of fun. I would like more tasks like this. I wish there were more tasks that required you to vote on dream snaps. Because was there 2 tasks this update, I think, to snap for dream snaps? I do forget, but I would rather do the voting. I haven't done my dream snap yet. I have done it on my new account now, and I've just accepted that when that comes up in the like quest lines, I'm just gonna have to wait till next week. But that again is another thing for anyone who submits their dream snaps early. A task like that just slows you down for a whole week kind of thing. And given that there's, you know, what, 7, 14, 21, 28. There's like usually like 5 or 6 weeks. Like it eliminates a week from you doing the star path basically. Well, you can do the other things, but you know, you have to wait till next week to do that kind of one. And then obviously when they show up multiple times, it means that, you know, that's a good few weeks that potentially you can't do that. So that's why I prefer the voting ones, because the voting ones you can do anytime, and stuff like that. I guess final thoughts just to wrap up. I don't think this is a bad star path. I don't think it's bad. I think it could have been better, and I think the timing was probably on its sort of downside. Because I think a lot of people were expecting Halloween, and so obviously when this wasn't Halloween, I think a lot of people were disappointed, and I think a lot of people would have liked this star path more if it would come in at a different time of year. I think a few of the items are good. I think there's versatility for a few of the items, but it's not perfect. I definitely don't rate it as one of my favourite star paths. It's probably down there as one of my least favourites. But I think there's a few good items. I still think it's worth doing the star path. I would prefer they change some of the tasks that are required. I think there are improvements that could be made there. But yeah, I guess that's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts? What are your favourite items from this star path? what are absolute must-haves for you. You know, we're all individual here. We all have our own different likes and preferences. I'd love to hear what you like and dislike about this star path. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Do take care, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys!